So I may have gone off the rails a little. Today, I'm building a 30,000 block long train track. But not only that, I'm going the extra mile and actually detailing it along the way. It's a ridiculous project, but it's the first big step towards my main base. Welcome back to Just Create. Before we get started, consider subscribing and leaving a like. It helps me a ton and keeps you up to date with all my new videos. But before we can get started on laying any tracks today, I need to repair my pickaxe because it's very much seen better days. So just putting out my toolbox here, bringing out my sword, and we just gotta wait for a few creepers to arrive. And this thing doubles as such a good XP farm, which is fantastic. There we go, all repaired up. And with that sorted, we can get started on the projects today. Or, well, actually, I should probably go and stock up on a bit of food. Because I think it's going to be a long day and we're going to need a lot of food. And I really want to work my shulker boxes and my ender chest and get that sorted. But I also want to build this train track. So that's probably something I'm going to be putting off for a little longer. But over here by Chio's little market stand, we can go ahead and buy 3 of those. Just give that to you. And we get ourselves 3 more stacks of food. Back at the base, we just grab a few stacks of stone here. I figured the first thing that we want to do before we actually start building this track is to lay out where we want it to go. And obviously, we want a main station here at spawn, which I don't exactly know where it's going to go. But I know that to get to my base, I want to head north first of all and through Chosen's Mountain. So we're just going to imagine that there's going to be a tunnel here. And if we could make that pop out around this point here, we'll add in our first marker. Then my base is actually off in that direction, about, well, 3,000 blocks away. And I don't want to just go in a straight line. I definitely want to try and make this a bit of a scenic route. I might make an express railway in the future if this ends up being far too slow, but for now, I definitely want to work on the scenic one. I think this little area here might be good to cross, and right around here is probably where I want to start turning in towards the forest. Now, we're not going to follow these markers to a T, but I do want a route sort of laid out at least. As I think what I want to try and do is sort of round this hill and probably actually just go on the side of this ravine here, because that could make for a really cool scenic area. Yeah, I'm going to be thinking a lot about the scene, and that's kind of rude of me to jump on you. Sorry. But I'm going to be thinking a lot about the scenic stuff as we plan this out. And we need to get across this river. And I mean, more realistically, they'd probably choose to make a smaller bridge, and this looks to be the shortest area where you can cross. So let's get a marker in here where you can definitely still see that one. So that's good. And then what are our coordinates? Oh yeah, we're gonna need to head a lot more north. Okay, starting to get us through the forest here. We have a mountain over this way, which I'd like to go around. And I think my base is pretty much right on the other side over there. So if we just take the track, make that turn, we can maybe even bring in a diagonal bridge. Definitely gonna hit myself for sighting on a diagonal bridge in the future. We can kind of just scurry along the edge of the dark oak forest here. With that, we do have a bunch of markers now leading all the way back to spawn. If we open up our map and start connecting the stone pillars we've just placed in the world, we can better visualize how this track will traverse it. And how not efficient it is as well. And I've actually never built a train track on this scale before. The closest I think I've come in the past is, well, witnessing Beardy do it in his world when I was on there for a month. But I never really actually laid that many tracks myself. I just had a little boat going in a river. Arriving back at the base, we need to start making some tracks for ourselves. And I've got, how many empty shulker boxes? Well, 2 right here, and I guess we could empty this, as I'd like to fill up 2 shulker boxes of tracks to at least get started. Hopefully that's going to be enough, but honestly, it's quite a long track, and I actually needed those because each stone gets me 2 train tracks. So all of the stones I just put into the storage would have been great. Good stuff. We're also gonna need, I think, 6 stacks of iron for this, because each stack of iron gets us 9 stacks of iron ingots. Yeah, no, my math is off. We're gonna need 12 stacks, I think. And of course, we recently made a track machine ourselves down here, which I definitely want to put in at least half of these in too. We're gonna put in a stack of stones. That's set a stone slab. Perfect. We're gonna put it in that. And if we swap this to up to 1, that should actually work. Yes. Okay, so that's what we could have done over here. And yeah, thank you to whoever said that in the comments. Really, really appreciate it. But that's creating tracks for ourselves. And I actually want to utilize both that machine and the one Chosen made, which is up here by this lovely looking terrain workshop, where I actually think we can make sturdy sheets as well. But for now, I want to make tracks, and it's not set up with saws. Do you have a mechanical or just a regular saw here? Nope. No. Okay. Let me just grab that, and we'll go ahead and be so kind of make him a stone cutter out of his own resources, which can go maybe right up there. And actually, I'd imagine this be a little faster. Oh, there's already train tracks in here. Well, we're only going to fill up our 2 shulker boxes. So all we got to do now is just let these machines run, creating all of our train tracks for ourselves. Run them up here, Chosens, and I think I've managed to craft far more tracks than I planned to. I don't really know how I managed to do that, though. I don't really know. Now he has more tracks, and maybe I'll go steal some of them in the future. But we have our first tracks at least. And maybe we should actually get a train to see how it flows. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine, right? I'm actually very terrified. I have no idea how to lay tracks in this game. Wait, I just heard Foxy. Foxy!
Oh,
hello?
no. Hello, Mr. Stam.
Do you have any advice on laying train tracks?
Oh, advice on laying train tracks?
Yeah.
I can, yeah, sure.
Yeah, you do?
What advice do you need?
I don't know. I'm gonna start laying tracks now, and I don't really know. I've never really made a long train track in the past before, ever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, take me wherever you need to go, and I shall help you lay the train track.
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of tracks, Foxy.
That's fine.
There's like, you know, it's 3,000 blocks of tracks.
Yeah, well, I'll just show you how to do a few of them, and then you can crack on with the rest.
Okay. Foxy gave a quick little rundown on what to think about when making corners with the create train tracks. I think it will be good. I mean, I'm gonna try. Well, maybe I'll come crying back to you in an hour or two. We'll see.
All right. Well, let me know how you get on.
All right. Thanks for the help. Bye.
Good luck.
Well, that's actually kind of helpful. And we'll see what we can get done. I'm actually also going to grab a shulker box of dirt with me. And like I did mention to Foxy, we don't actually know exactly where the spawn train station is going to go right now. So I definitely think starting at this end will be a lot better. And while I actually don't want to start at my main base, because I also don't exactly know where the train tracks are going to be coming in and out from that. So we'll just start over here by the stone pillar instead. And oh, we're definitely going to have to clear a lot of trees. Oh, yeah, this is going to be a long project. It's going to be a long day. So let's start clearing out the first stretch of trees up to the first river banking so that I have a stretch of terrain cleared for me to experiment with laying tracks. Not too many trees, but it is looking pretty good already. And well, I guess I've got to just start trying to lay these out. And if we just take a look at this, we've got the first 2 bends laid out. And I actually don't think it's too bad. Like, obviously, we have to remove more trees. And I went a little bit off the path, and we're gonna have to move the bridge a little bit closer to the village, but it's all good, right? I mean, I don't think it's too unrealistic. It's definitely more realistic than what I've done in the past, so I think I'm just gonna keep going with it, because we've traversed about 100, maybe 150 blocks, and I mean, we have at least 3,000 blocks to go. Now that we have sort of figured out how to lay the tracks, it's just a matter of doing it. Well, we have a lot of track laying ahead of us. Right now, though, I'm focusing on the length of track running around this mountain and over towards the diagonal bridge, chopping down trees and laying down the tracks as I go. And it's starting to look pretty good, but we do have one massive issue that I want to just figure out before we continue. And it's very clear right over here where the track is going into the ground, because I can't just have it go upwards in an unrealistic way if I'm going to make the curve sort of realistic. And to be fair, even this slope from down there to that level there is very, very unrealistic in real life, because you have like inclinations of like 0.5% if even, and this is Minecraft. This is Minecraft. We don't need to. It just looks better. And I think this is definitely an acceptable rate, but we do need to sort this out. And mainly I want to break from laying tracks. Back over here, we'll first of all just get a bunch of the random resources I've gathered up, mainly wood supplies dropped off into our storage, and I so badly need to sort my ender chest. And future storages will definitely have shulker box unloaders, because this is also a little time consuming. I don't mind it, but definitely for my main base, this is gonna be automated. But let's grab some of our obsidian, which I do have. Good. And I actually already have both a sturdy sheet. Oh, and train stations, right? For making the tram card in the first episode. I'm going to need a precision mechanism, of course. And, oh, Beardy never added any crushing wheels down here. But we do have some up here in his base that I did tell him I was going to use these. And I guess we'll just crush up this obsidian until there's none left. I wonder how long I'm going to keep this one bit of obsidian. No, no. Okay, another 8 processed through now, and we got 37. That should do us for a while, at least today. And then I think we just put that in there, and we'll let the machine do its bunking. I'm pretty sure we can use the lava here as much as we want. Hopefully I don't steal again. And we will just take 37 of these, and then the rest can be processed up and refill what Chosen already had in there. Now we have 2 crushing wheels already. We actually don't need that many more. Gonna craft a few rose quartz bits as well, and I'm just gonna hope that there's enough in the system. We'll grab some iron sheets to refill it as well. But I'm gonna just hope there's sandpaper down there from when Beardy's been using it. And we'll put this in there, and yep, definitely being polished. And while that's working, we can head over into this building and craft up 2 crushing wheels at a good speed. Oh, this is gonna be nice. Oh, that's so nice. And it looks like there was definitely enough sandpaper in there. Is there even more? Oh yeah, okay, there's a fair bit. Let's grab 5 casings, 1 more crushing wheel. Actually, we'll need another one of those. Let's see, do I have a button just laying around? I do. And that should be pretty much everything we need. We're gonna use a few barrels, I think, as well for some storage. But if we grab all of this, we can craft 5 mechanical rollers, 1 contraption controls, and oh right, we do need brass casings. I think 2 should be enough for us. Do that, and then turning these into train casings, of course. We need 1 to just build the train itself, and we need 1 to make train controls. And should just be some barrels, a seat, and yeah, we should be pretty much good to go. Now I'm working on a little side project that involves a lot of drills, so that you don't mind all of the drills. You'll see what they are for in a future episode. But it also means I have a lot of resources laying around, so I'm gonna grab a few of these shulker boxes of dirt here that I have. And well, yeah, it definitely has to do with my main base, but I don't really want to focus on that today. That's an episode in of itself. But let's actually try and get this train built up. We will go ahead now and assemble the train. We'll start off with just depositing a box of dirt in here, and we'll see how far that gets us. Hopefully, well, not too short at least. And then, okay, all actors on. We can have the drills off for now. And ooh, you're actually a little zoomed out now. But how? Oh, let me just select the controls. Does not remove the grass, but it does place dirt. That's great. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted it to do. Perfect. And I guess this is my life now. Yep. Okay. Well. Oh, but it didn't actually clear any blocks now. Ooh, is that another setting? Or was I going too fast? No, it's not clearing any blocks. Well, I have just ran the train back, but this is clearly not going to work. And we are chewing through so much dirt that this is definitely unreasonable, because I've only done the first like 200 blocks out of a 3,000 block journey. So we're definitely going to have to use another block, because I do not have that much dirt. And I'd rather keep the dirt for future stuff instead. And hi, B. So let's go ahead and disassemble this. And the first thing I think we got to do is either get more rollers. I guess that would be the fastest way to do it. Have 2 sets of rollers. And then we have 1 front set of rollers that place maybe like cobble deep slate or cobblestone. Something that we can get a lot of or already have a lot of. And I have a lot of deep slate. And then we have a back set of rollers which paves the ground and actually clears the blocks away and replaces it with dirt. Or well, whatever block we actually want to use for the tracks. Took a couple of shulker boxes back with me here. And yeah, we have a lot of cobble deep slate that we can use, and I'm sure some of the other members on the server wouldn't mind getting rid of some of their cobble deep slates. But we are gonna need a lot. I mean, a lot, guys, a lot. I'm sure 8,000 will be a good start. Okay, 4. Maybe we just empty out the deep slate storage. Definitely, probably will have to restock on this in the future, but I don't want to do that soon. We'll leave about 1,000 in there. We'll also stock up on tough, as I think I've decided what I want to actually put under the tracks, and it will be so much faster to use that from the start. And yeah, it's gonna be tough. I like tough, and it's kind of like it's hard to get, so that I don't really know how much we're gonna need, but I don't think we're gonna need too much. That being said, though, probably like 6-7 shulker boxes, and this is all I have. Oh boy. Luckily, Eggs, who just joined the server, have been doing a lot of digging, and I did shoot him a message asking if he does have some tough over that I could perhaps get. Just requested a few casing here and crafted up a few more crushing wheels so that we can get a few more mechanical rollers for the second set of them. And, well, we'll go and check with eggs, I guess. Where I think where he's digging is on the other side of the spawn mountain. Somewhere underneath this ocean over by a village, which, yep, that's the village. Yep, this is definitely it. Let's just hop on down here. And, oh my goodness, what on earth?
Hello.
Hello. Are you trying to unload?
Oh
my god, tough.
yeah, I got a couple of stacks of stuff for you.
So if I just do that and then pick these up and I can build my train tracks.
Sure.
Your drill
you
is...
can keep those as well.
Your drill is moving. Oh, these are also... Oh, then let me just...
I'll remember this though.
Yeah. Sure. Oh, you remove this.
One day if I ever need blocks. This is annoying. Well, I'll start digging.
Best of luck. I gotta like a... Oh, I'm being called. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Right, got that on now after I had a call to take. But if we just fill up some of these barrels with a bit of tough, which eggs so kindly supplied, maybe we'll start with 2. We shouldn't be using too much tough. Like, we should be using a fair bit, but not outrageous amounts. Then, of course, we're going to be needing a lot of deep slate. This is definitely what we're going to fill most of these barrels with. And the reason I've gone with tough is because we actually have slab variants of that. So that's going to help us quite a lot on just making the track look a little more connected. Right, got all of this pretty much filled up now, and what we have here now is we're gonna have these doing straight fill, which technically we don't really need to do it. I mean, I'm gonna try doing it for this stretch of the track, and then when I'm actually coming back in detail later, we'll figure out if that's actually a necessary thing or not. Then we got some grass here being laid on the side, and then some rollers here on the front, clearing and paving and putting tough underneath the tracks. So let's just make sure all of the new blocks I've added back here are just glued up, and let's see if this works, which hopefully it should. Okay, so it is going to be clearing those blocks, but doesn't really matter at doing that. And yep, it's definitely placing slabs, and we are placing hobble deep slate slabs, but that's fine. We'll have to go and clear those up. That's not too much work, at least. Definitely feels like this is working a lot better than before, though. I mean, we have already paved this piece of track. Let's see if it actually removes the blocks. No, it doesn't. Interesting. It should really be removing these blocks here. Oh wait, I think I know what's up. If we just disassemble this, I don't think I put dirt. No, there's dirt filtering on both, but this one is straight fill below and not clear blocks and pave. Okay, that makes sense. I've just gone and got dirt and grass block list filters here, and I'm hoping that using these here... No. Oh, that really sucks. So maybe we just swap out the dirt in this for grass instead. Okay, I did actually have 5 shulker boxes, and I only brought 4 with me of just grass blocks, and I'm hoping we can save a lot of dirt by using this, because obviously now it won't replace blocks that we don't need replacing. So we'll just get this dirt out of here, put them back into their boxes, and I can use that myself to terraform in the future, and we'll put the grass in. Assemble that, and of course we have already done this part, and I don't think we need to run through it once again. So let's try it on the new section instead, and we can just clear that out by hand. Let's bring that there, back it up as far as we can go, and then turn the drills on, turn you guys on, and I think we go. Obviously, we'll have to do a lot of cleaning up eventually, and that's the end of the track, because, yep, okay, it curved. Let's try that again, and yep. Let's just limit the speed to not go too fast. Make sure it breaks all the blocks we wanted to break. And this is looking good. Got the edges cleared off of this right now. Just growing in a little bit of stuff. But I actually really like the tough bottom of this. Let's just... Nope. Okay, can't land on that pillar. Right, there we go. And I actually really like this because it's not as bright as in the way as cobblestone is, and it's better than gravel. It is so much more expensive though, but it's worth it. I had to go through and clear away a lot of deep slate slabs, of course. That's why I have this in my inventory. So I have actually made a change to the train. Not a massive one. I just moved the dirt placing things, pavers, to the back here, and they will basically just remove the extra deep slate slabs that are placed. So I don't have to go and do that by hand. But we are running out of tough, but that's a future problem, as I think I'm just going to continue playing tracks because, well, if we look at the map, we've gotten to about here, and we need to go to down here. Yeah. With the basic track design figured out and feeling acquainted enough with placing train tracks over a long distance, I booted up my stream over on twitch.tv/Stamio, where you can watch me do a lot of the grindy things I do in videos live on stream. With that shameless self-promo out of the way, I'm continuing on with the next stretch of train track yet again between another 2 rivers. I think this railway will have a total of 4 bridges. Not really looking forward to designing all of them, but hopefully they will be structurally safe for trains to travel across them. With that yapping session over, tracks stretch a good amount of blocks now, and well, we're out of tough. I knew this was gonna happen, but we're all out of tough. And take another look at the map. We have a far bit to still go, but we made really good progress. All right, Chosen said he's down in his mine. Oh, hi Chosen. Hi.
Hello.
This is a very big mine, and actually perfect. I'd just like to ask you if you had some tough.
Oh,
Thanks. Yeah. Do you have more?
It's one of the pieces. It's a good question, actually.
Your drill is so fancy.
Don't know if I have tough in here, actually.
You know?
Probably not a lot. I have one.
Oh, there's some tough here. There's 1 stack, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks. Wait, let me place this down. Let me see how much I can find. Okay, this is how much
There's
I
a whole
found.
bunch of tough in the roof.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's much in here. There's diamonds in the roof too, up there.
Oh
right above
yeah,
you.
yeah. I'm cleaning up.
Oh,
What
and
it didn't
there,
pick
and
up.
oh, so many diamonds. You're getting rich. Any chance I
definitely
could take this tough? Do you want something for it?
You can take it. I'll mine
Thank
more.
you. Thank you. Oh, I will at least
No
be able to
problem.
finish this stretch I'm on right now.
Oh,
And then
yeah,
I
there you go.
have not too much to go. I'm maybe like a third left. So I need like maybe 4 more shulker boxes of stuff. Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Bye. All right, let's just quickly finish up this last little bit on this stretch. 1,000 years later. Just grabbed up the shulker boxes over here, and I've got a quick meeting with eggs. But before we meet with eggs, let's actually just quickly head up to the creeper farm, as I'm literally all out of my rockets. Oh, I've fallen to the bottom, and my farm broke again. Grabbing a stack of gunpowder though, and just quickly removing the dirt, and that's fixed. Got a little bit of paper just sitting around that we can use. I think I have a little more in here, so I'll just put that in there for now. Eggs, are you here?
What's up?
Hello. I'm coming through the side door, front door. That's the front door. Oh, hi.
That is the front door.
You look a little evil there. Weird seeing you with a face, honestly. Anyways, I've come to ask of something from you. I'd like to rent your drill.
Okay.
Would that be a possibility? Because I need more tough.
I mean, it's gonna place a lot of cobblestone.
That's fine. Okay, thank you. I'll bring you back a percentage of the whatever things I get. All right, thank you. Well, drill acquired. And now we can power up the drill. Well, hopefully we're getting tough from this, and hopefully a couple of diamonds as well. 1 eternity later. Dropping back over in Egg's base, or well, basement, and oh no, I removed that. Why did I do that? That wasn't very smart of me. Let's see. Hopefully this is about where it should be placed, maybe. Or actually, no. Not really. Here. That looks to be good. Connect that up. And then that dissembles it. How does this work? Hopefully that's not destroying my tough. It should send the tough in here. That's what Eggs said. All right. I think it's sorted through most of the tough now. So we just got to start adding this to the boxes. And let's see how much we actually ended up getting. 3.5 shulker boxes. That's not going to be enough. Back down in the mine then using the drill. Yet again. Before we continue working on the train tracks, I actually want to make another upgrade to the machine. I'm going to need a bit of iron for this. And, well, okay, probably... let's do 16. We'll press most of these up. Let's see with that. And the casings, of course. We can craft up 16 mechanical saws. Over here, I've gone ahead and disassembled this just to make a few small changes. We'll maybe just use a little bit of this. Then if I just remove... oh, is that already turning? Oh, I'm going to remove the tracks, aren't I? Okay, we'll just do this instead. We'll get this extended out. Ugh, I don't like how the tough looks though. Do that. Boom. And now we can extend out the saws on each side here. Okay, maybe that's a little too much. We'll go... yeah, we'll remove 2 on each end. With our tough restocked, let's power through this last stretch of the track, tearing down loads more trees with new and improved tracks fixer train. I definitely need to make the saws more vertical, but that's a future improvement. I'm not going all the way just yet, as we do need to plan out where the spawn train station is going, so ending it off by the beach. And coming over the hill, the track is looking pretty good. Definitely some things that I want to fix up on it. And we have so much terrain work to do because we pretty much have to fix the terraforming for the entire 3,000 block route. And we need to bring it up into this mountain somewhere. And I sort of want to make a corkscrew design, but that also is a future problem. For now, though, let's go see if we can meet up with Beardy, because I think he's been working a lot on the spawn train station.
Nope, it appears we're all good. We can actually crack on.
Beardy.
Oh, for God.
Hi.
What?
We need to figure out where the train station's gonna go, because I made a track.
Oh, amazing. I was literally just saying how every time I try to do something over here, I get interrupted. But this is a good interruption. This
is a good
actually
interruption?
Related to what it's related to what I'm doing. So,
Oh.
yes. And it's not complaining about power. But there's nothing to complain about with power, by the way. Are you sure you don't want power?
You said you didn't want any distractions, so I should distract you. Let's
Okay,
talk about
right,
this
yeah,
train
fair.
station.
Yes. Clever. Okay, cool. So, right, I'm about to flatten out this bit over here. We're going to be putting in the train station. So you say you've built rails?
I have built a lot of rails, in fact. I built a 3,000 block railway.
When did you do that? I was only not online for a day.
Well, yesterday.
Well, yeah, that actually kind of makes sense. That adds up. Okay,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yep.
So you're wondering where you need to bring it in over here to match up with
Pretty
where the
much, yeah,
station's
because I
going.
brought it over to the shoreline over by the ocean just north of Chosen's area so far.
Oh, okay.
And I just
right, so you're
don't really
close.
know where to bring it into the mountain to bring it across into the valley area.
Yeah. So over here, there's
This.
one block that marks everything. This one right here.
This one marks everything.
Yep. This is the start of everything. So this Y level, which I think is like 97.
Oh, okay, so you got to stand. Okay, yeah, 97. Yep, okay.
Yep. And this block here. So this is the left-hand rail, and then one rail width apart. So over here somewhere.
So
is gonna be
72,
the-
so right here then.
Yeah, right-hand rail. Yeah, so that's where the rails are going to be. That are going to basically stretch off that way and then go under the mountain behind Chosen's base. So
Yeah, because I will be
guess-
coming through the mountain over at Chosen's base.
I mean, I've got a lot of grass and dirt to place to raise this up.
Yeah, I've
Um,
got a lot of grass and dirt to place around the entirety of the 3,000 block railway to connect it into the terrain. So yeah, I think we
That
both
definitely
got.
sounds like it. That sounds like a you problem.
Well, having sorted that with Beardy, we should probably start working on decorating the tracks, because we've got about 4 bridges to build, and well, I want to get at least the first 2 done now. For that, we are going to be needing a few different stone blocks. Luckily, I do have a lot of tuff laying around, and oh right, I used all my deep state, didn't I? Like literally, nope, I still have a bit. Good. Right, few stacks of this, because we actually need something to drive the tracks across. Also, just turning this into a few different bits. Actually needed all of those just as they were, and I don't think we need too much more deep state. I want to keep the bridges pretty light, so we'll just make this stack into polished and maybe 16 of that into just deep slate slabs. Just put some regular stone stuff in there as well. Got some chisel stone bricks in fact made up that we're going to be using here in a second, but before that I'm going to need to just craft up a few bits of andesite. Very few in fact. Going to need a couple of shafts and belts. I think 6 belts are enough, and also brass casing along with a couple of chutes and some metal girders, which I actually don't have any. Getting that made up and crafting up a couple of girders, and all that there's left is gonna be a bit of dark oak. Let's grab 24 bits of that. I think 8 chains, or yeah, 8 chains. And then let's see, where do I have coal ore? I do. Okay, that should actually be enough. Heading down into the I missed. Heading into the workshop down here and down to the basement. Let's just see, that's powered. We can get these stripped down, which allows us to craft up a bunch of hanging signs. Oh right, of course those split to 16 as well. Plop that in and we have pretty much everything we need. We best grab a few rails. Just want to and then heading into the nether as well. I think you know what we are going to use this chiseled stone bricks for, and I guess we'll just sort of head on down. Oh ouch, I don't have gold on me. Mistakes. Well, that's a bit embarrassing. Well, we'll get our stuff back at least then. I actually have a gold helmet. So we'll just head down below here, and hopefully Ex's drill isn't so tall that it mines into lava lakes. Yep, down at the bedrock level. That should be good. Might not be the most optimal thing to do, but hopefully that should work. And we just give this a little bit of fuel. Yep, looks like the drill is working. Oh, and yeah, we're gonna have problems with lava for sure. And I think when it stops for a little longer, that's when we've hit ancient debris. I just gotta find whichever chest it ends up in. Oh, like this. Now it's stopped for a while, so it should have an ancient debris in here. I just gotta find it. Oh, there it is. We got 3. Okay, good. A few bits in the roof here. I'm just clearing up. Ooh. Okay, it's definitely going through the roof here, but we should be fine. Okay, well, we're up to 7 at least. Uh-oh. I think the drill stopped in the middle of the lava. No, that's so bad. Oh god, this is... Uh-oh. I can't just lose X drill in the middle of a lava lake. Maybe we can find it on this side. Oh, okay, I see it. Can I get close enough to... Oh no, it placed. Nobody tells Eggs about this. Okay, back with a few blocks here to hopefully rescue Egg's drill. This has gone from, well, good to bad to worse really quickly. Hoping we can just place this in there. maybe. We could try to clear away a few blocks here. Yeah, well, that made it just worse. Oh, okay, we can see it now. So if we just place that next to this there. Let me grab it. No, I couldn't grab it in time. Wait, it's okay. It's still a contraption. Wait, okay. I can see it. Wait, let me grab it. Yes, okay. We've saved the drill. Okay, we didn't lose eggs drill. Whew. Okay, back in eggs, ready to sort through it. Hopefully it has enough. Oh, I doubt it. I think I'm gonna get like maybe 10. And we can yoink those, and that brings us up to 10. Oh, but I'm very afraid there's nothing else in here. There's 2 more. We can get up to 12. Unfortunately, that I think is it, and I need another ingot. But we are gonna need more in just a little bit here, so I'm gonna just use these for now, and then we'll finish it off later. But that's crafted into netherite scraps. Just gonna grab a few pieces of gold, crafting that into some netherite ingots, and straight into lodestones. Perfect. Just what you should spend your first netherite on. But that should be everything we need for just right now, so let's head over to the bridges. Oh, but Chosen just joined, and I know he's been netherite mining because he did show me a template the other day. Chosen, hi.
Hello.
Hello. I'm in dire need of just to lend some netherite.
Netherite.
Yeah, I need an ingot like now. I'll pay you back like tomorrow.
Oh, actually I do have enough. I did not. Okay. 1 second. You could do a little smelty. So, you know, I thought there was a recipe, and I could have sworn it was default, but I guess it's not default.
No, look at you.
That allows what mod is that? Create crafts and additions that adds that? I have no idea.
Crafts and addition most likely. Yep.
Guaranteed. I hate add-ons, dude, so much because it just all right, here we gotta do this. Doop, 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 doop.
Good. I can make my final lodestone now. Thank you.
Lodestone? Why are you making lodestones?
Building pretty train bridges that no one's ever gonna see.
What?
Bye.
With the lodestone?
Well, that's great. Then we can craft up our 4th lodestone because, you know, every bridge needs 2 lodestones. It's just customary. I don't really know, but it looks good. And the 2 rivers I want to work on is this one and the diagonal one. But we're going to start with this one. So let's just get our boxes down and start, figuring this out. So we'll grab some of our stuff here, and let's start building the first bridge. This is just gonna come up a few blocks here, and we're gonna use some chisel tuff that I didn't grab. Okay, I thought I grabbed everything. Gonna use some chisel tuff on that, and we're gonna start creating this top lip here first of all. Skip 3 blocks, then we're gonna do that, and this is why we needed lodestones, as we're gonna build a lodestone into the bridge, because like I said, any good bridge really needs a lodestone. It's like a crucial component of any bridge. We do have to come here to the bottom side of the tracks and just fill this in with tuff. And before we actually work on the arch, let's actually pop up above here where I'm actually going to need some more blocks. And I'm thinking above this outer one here, we're going to put a polished tuff. Same here. Then shoot on these 2. And I'm thinking using some dark oak hanging signs as the little railing for a bit of color, although it is a brown color. It is still a color. And just to place these here in the middle, I'm going to bring out a temporary block to get that in. Then stacking 3 blocks up from these 2. We're going to bring out our chutes. No, that was our chutes. Our shafts. Because I want to make... I have no idea what this type of bridge is called, but I want to see how belts will work in a bridge design. So we will just do that and encase these with the brass casings for a splash of color. Actual color this time. Then shafts coming out here, and we connect those down. Maybe just 2 casings, and we can leave that one pretty bare. I actually don't hate that. We'll see how it looks from a distance here in a second. Just got to fill in the other one. Taking a step back, and yeah, it's basic, but I don't hate it, and I definitely don't want this to be the most exciting bridge because I honestly don't have much to work with. There's like 4 blocks up to the track level, and there's not too much to work with here. Definitely got to try to build some bridges over some larger gaps in the future because, well, epic, long, cool train bridges are really cool. It says it in the name. But let's work on this arch here where I'm thinking we continue with our deep slate. Maybe just using a little bit of cobblestone for our actual main walls and then bringing that down into the water. Pretty steep. I do quite like that. What if we just have some cobblestone at the top, then we do some tuff here in the middle and down towards the bottom. We have a little bit of our mossy cobblestone, just as if the bridge has started to just overgrow that little bit. But I do quite like this. So let's go ahead and replicate this at this sign on the opposite side, add in a few blocks and fix up the river a little, and our first bridge is complete. And well, that's looking pretty good. We can even go ahead and fly on through here to the other side, which is also looking pretty good. Got the two a little offset, and well, we have to do some terraforming work here on the side. But maybe let's get building the second bridge first. I've decided for a purely stone bridge for the diagonal one, as too many details on the diagonal bridge becomes a mess really quickly. So using a bunch of tuff, bringing up our arches, and installing our lodestones and a small little guardrail. Second bridge is also looking good, and of course with a staple double lodestones. Of course, we got to work more on the terrain this way, but I'm actually gonna leave most of this island here untouched. I think I'm actually gonna go up to around this bend, but everything beyond this pillar here over to, well, pretty much that one, I'm not gonna do today, as well, I want to build a little village here behind me, housing a few farms, and I've got some fun projects planned, but that's a future project. So what I want to focus on now is fixing up the terrain between this bridge and the first bridge we built. And I think I've got a bunch of yeah, okay, maybe not. Okay, well, there's a bit. Okay, maybe not as much as I thought I had, but hopefully enough. Actually barely got a box of dirt, in fact. Well, I guess we'll use this until we run out, and I'm sure we'll get a little back from digging in certain areas at least. And after about 2 hours of placing dirt and breaking a bit of dirt, we've got the train tracks cleared up between these two bridges. And these two bridges alone. This is starting to get really time consuming. But it's going to be worth it in the end, right? Because you're definitely going to see all of the terraforming when you're speeding on by with that train. Yeah. So before continuing, let's spend a bit of time building a new tree. Or about a few new trees. Luckily, I've torn down a lot of forest, so I've got a bunch of wood just laying around. Where I'm gonna need to craft up a bunch more fence gates. Need to order a bit more trapdoor, a few more fences, slabs, and that should be pretty much all of the spruce stuff, except some stripped spruce, which we're gonna need to grab down here. And while I do want to make spruce trees, but I'm actually not gonna use any unstripped spruce logs because I think they're a little too dark. As I say that though, I do want to use a bit of deep slate in the deep slate in the trees. Craft up some walls as well. Pretty much the final thing we need is just leaves, and oh, we have 7 birch leaves. I do have a few in here. Yep, okay, 35 more, and well, not even 4 stacks of spruce leaves. So let's first of all just grab up a bunch of birch leaves here in the forest. That is looking a lot better than just heading out to this little random saw in the middle of the world, which has someone else been using this? Interesting. Well, I'm not going to complain. Means I can't forget it here. Actually, saying that it is probably me who's just forgotten it and then made a new one. Just needed a few more mangrove bits. Now, of course, just spruce trees. Oh, perfect. This is definitely more than enough. Before we head out to the train tracks again, though, we gotta make a quick stop by the creeper farm. As my elytra is super low, as well as my shovels. So let's just spend a little bit of time here repairing these. Tools and our rockets replenished, let's head back out to the track. Like I've already mentioned, the new tree for this episode will be a spruce tree, considering we are in a spruce forest. I built a large one, much taller than the regular trees. For the trunk, I'm using the mangrove and stripped spruce, plus some tough and deep slate. I thought it'd be a bit boring with just these, so also designed a much smaller version where I'm utilizing the mossy cobblestone walls, and as for the leaves, decided to use spruce of course, and then birch for our lighter tones. But what is just 4 trees? We need to rebuild a forest. I don't do this every episode, but I try to design at least one more tree as I'm on a journey to become better at building custom trees in Minecraft. If you want to join me on this journey and see all of the future trees I make sure to subscribe to not miss any future uploads. With these in, I actually even designed a medium version as well, so we got 3 new custom trees in this episode. They are looking really good. It's still looking really bare in these parts, and we will have to come back and fix that. Probably bring in some of the regular Minecraft trees on just the border here, because I can't just transform an entire biome and build this train track. This is not going to work, especially for something that I'm just going to be traveling by on train and not really seeing that much. I mean, unless we go out this way, because the main base isn't too far that way. We do have to come back here and do a bunch more texturing and just foliage around the tracks, but I want to use that as the final step, and I want to kind of finish up connecting all of the rails to the ground, because well, if you just look over here, this is still not connected, although this bit is the bit we're not doing today. A bit we are doing today, however, is this bit through the last stretch of birch forest. There was a ton of terraforming to do over in the spruce forest, but this stretch was even higher up in the air, so I in fact that I want to eventually bring in a cliffside facing the river. But after decimating another forest and raising the terrain a few blocks, the track is now connected over here as well. Also sorted out this side, grass is still regrowing here, all the way over to the bridge and, well, the eventual village place. But that's, like I've said multiple times now, another project. For now, though, I want to focus on this bridge, which will actually be the final bridge of today. And yeah, if we just kind of just pop down here, we kind of buried and remove the forest here. It took me like 2 hours just to fill in this little area. And I had a really hard time figuring out how I was going to connect this down to the river, so... okay. I figured a simple little cliff face here behind me would be the option. So we gotta go get a few more materials, because all I have is, well, dirt. And actually, I'm out of dirt. I don't have a lot, to be fair. I already know we're gonna have to do a bit more terraforming, so let's grab another shulker box of dirt real quick. I already have a bit of coarse dirt made, so we'll request that as well. For the cliffs, of course, we're gonna need a bunch of stone. We're gonna need some andesite, which I'm always low on, apparently. Oh, I hate to do this, but let's grab a few diamonds. Please tell me you've at least... No, he hasn't even lowered the price. Too lazy to go mining just for a stack of andesite, though, so this will have to do. No, not out there. And just like the other 2 bridges, pretty much all we need for the actual bridge is just a bunch of different stone blocks. And with that, we have everything we should need except 2 more lodestones. And we also chosen a netherite. I then spent far too long trying to netherite that with copper gear and fire resistant. Spoiler, it did not work, and I resorted to hand mining. And final piece we need for today. Perfect. Great. We can head out of here now. Crafting the netherite up there. And then we just need a few stone blocks. So sure, I could just lend a few from this. Crafting up chisel stone bricks and 2 lodestones. And we can grab these boxes, in fact. Then we just do a quick stop here by Chosen. He's not online, so we'll just drop it in his post box. Let's switch it up a little. And instead of building the bridge first, I want to clean up the terrain, adding in that cliff face, filling up the giant gap in the terrain that we had. Then removing a few blocks around where the bridge is going, widening and deepening the river to give us a bit more room to play with for the bridge. Also spending a little bit of time just cleaning up the terrain around it. Where I'd say this area is looking a whole lot better now. Of course, still missing the actual bridge, but at least the surroundings are a little cleaned up. I was actually thinking of maybe trying to get one of the other members to build a little something on this plateau here. Otherwise, I mean, I'll probably come back in the future and just add in a bunch of trees. For now, let's sort out this bridge. And I think I just want to sort out the top layer first, as that's going to be pretty easy to get in. Where is my... Oh, no, I forgot my... French. I accidentally put it in my storage earlier. Well, guess we're gonna have to fill in the edges a little more annoyingly then. Do we just extend this middle point here? We should be able to fill in the bottom at least. Then what I want to do up here is use a bunch of our chisel tuff and our lodestones. Starting us off in this corner just with that. And then we're gonna use the chisel tuff bricks for the most part. Get one of those in there. Go another 30. Polish tuff. 1, 2, 3. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Bringing in these along the first 3. Then the middle one, we're going to have the lodestone. And I guess we can get some polished tough slabs in on top of these. Filling in the between bits here with a bit of a regular stone brick wall. And this creates a nice little railing with a, well, a very expensive railing, but a nice looking one. Just go ahead and replicating this on the other side. Grab the few more polished tough bits here now, and this is where the main support of the bridge is going to go. So we just bring this one down another block, and we can even bring this out to the side, where this is going to just go off to something like that, and then come back in for another arch, or I guess support, because this is theoretically the arch. That's going to go in a block. We can just use some dirt as temporary here, and extend this down into the water. That is definitely looking pretty good, but of course we need to actually make some arches here. So we just start extending up a couple of walls, first of all. As we get up here, we start bringing out a few other things. My inventory's so full to at least create somewhat of an arch looking thing. Then we just continue this wall along into the tunnel. With the sides in, we just need to get the top bit done. Pretty much just following the arch with a bit more deep stay here in the middle as it's a little darker. Clean up the dirt scaffolding just a little bit here. And if we just take a step back, I've also sorted the 2 sides. And oh, I do actually really like this. I think this one is definitely my favorite. And now with our 3 bridges in, we can focus on the rest of the terrain. As if we just head over this way, not only do we have this little bit here to sort out, we have the definitely biggest problem right now. And that's the fact that, well, the track is just slightly floating above the ocean. Just a little bit, right? Not too much. And I think I've got a pretty good idea how to make this cliff a little easier. And that's gonna be just heading home real quick. Up in this barrel we can grab, well, we can grab maybe this one. Fly down to the island. Mr. Fox.
Ah, Stam, hello. Guess what, bud?
Oh, what's
My
up?
power doesn't work again.
Oh yeah, I know. I've tried using crushing wheels today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Beardstone has ruined everything yet again, which is nice. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just gonna ooh.
Oh, that's nice.
No,
Give me an IOU.
No,
Thank you very much.
No. That's that. I want to check it in. I want to cash it in.
Oh, okay. Oh, what's the job?
Oh, follow me. If you just come with me here, you see this lovely little train track here.
Yeah.
And if you just peek out this way, it's sort of floating over the water over there.
What is your train track?
Yeah, the train tracks.
Well, a little bit, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
okay. Well, come over here then.
Right, okay. Coming over here.
A little more than a little bit.
I would say that's nearly finished, to be honest with you. But yeah, okay. So what's what are you requiring?
I need help fixing that.
Fixing it in what sense?
I don't know, building it up, connecting it to the water, to the ground, just making
making
sure
a
that it's
bridge,
not floating
basically.
anymore. No, not making a bridge, just terraforming.
Oh, you're going to fill out the land, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, good. Right. Just come with me then, and I shall get you sorted. I believe Foxy No-Tail is back from his previous IOU requirements. So yeah, there he is.
What do you mean? You're Foxy No-Tail, though.
I am Fox. I'm one of the Foxy No-Tails. You're absolutely
Well,
right.
not-
Yes. Yeah. Where is he? There he is. He's up just on the top of this stack of sheep. So let's just hang on a moment. Just get it there. There we go. There it is. We're all set up, rearing to go. Foxy No-Tail. You've got another job, buddy. You enjoyed the last one, didn't you? Had a lovely time with Chosen.
What?
I don't know how good he is at building, like, terraforming and stuff, but he's not very good at running or jumping, so, he's got to be good at something. So fingers crossed he's going to do a good job for you.
It's a horse, Foxy.
Yeah. It's Foxy No-Tail, the horse. He prefers to be called Horsey, but his name clearly is Foxy No-Tail. And if you'd like to just check that IOU, look at me and the horse and decide which one it's, designed for. You see the difference? So there you go, bud. Enjoy. Have a lovely day with Foxy No-Tail.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. He really isn't fast. But I'm sure he'll be able to build a cliff.
Be very good at it. See you later.
Yep. Okay. Well, it makes sense why I wanted all the IOUs now. Let's get ourselves our boats then. Right, then, come on, in you go. Right, now, Foxy, so what I was thinking here for the cliff itself is... Are you listening? Yeah, good, okay. I'm thinking of trying out a bit more of a bouldery... Yeah, you agree with that? Yeah, okay, good. Because I was thinking of a bit more of a bouldery landscape from what I've done in the past. No, I haven't. But I have. You haven't seen it. Okay. Well, trust me, I've done a different style. I was thinking of doing a little more, just experimenting a little bit for my main base terraforming. So we're gonna need a few more different blocks this time, not just some stone, andesite, and tuff, so that we can really show off these boulder landscape and maybe like a few beaches and stuff along the bottom, and we'll have to connect it into the bottom, which seems pretty deep. But I'm sure you can do some diving, right? Yeah, you good with that? Yeah, okay, good. So I'm thinking I'll just iron out the details here while you go and grab the materials. No? Jeez, I guess I'll go get it myself then. Cashing an IOU and the guy doesn't even help. And with all our resources ready here for Foxy, we just fly over the mountains where I think he's still waiting out in his boat. He is indeed. Let's just see. Hi, Foxy. Let me just barge in here. I've got all the materials ready. Are you ready to build this thing? Really hope so, okay? Let's make you a little platform here where we can put the resources. I've got some other things to take care of, so I'm going to be back in just a little bit. And I'm in the IOU, Foxy. The IOU, all right? Are you listening? Yeah, you're listening. Okay, so all of the resources you should be needing is in these boxes, and I'm expecting some nice looking cliffs when I get back in about 2 to 3 hours, because I've got some other things to do. So best of luck. I'm sure you'll be able to sort that out, right? Pretty sure. So while Foxy's working away on the cliffs, let's texture the sides and the middle of the tracks. First of all, I want to gather up our blocks where I've already got a lot of tuff left over from the base of the train tracks, but I'm pretty much out of deep state, so I have grabbed Chosen's drill and heading down into the mines. Well, this is not Chosen's drill, right? Since all we need is deep state, I just dug into the walls of Egg's giant area, and let's start this drill. Return the drill, and I'm down in the workshop where I want to smelt a bunch of this cobble deep slate into regular deep slate. Then a trip down into the cavern, as I need a lot of mossy cobblestone to blend the blocks underneath the train tracks into the grassy terrain. Right, that's one jog box filled up, and I was gonna fill up a second one, but that's not gonna happen. It's gonna take too long, and I'm just gonna hope that this is enough, and surely I won't be back down here. And luckily, I think Chosen has free gravel in here that we can just yoink. With our materials, let's start figuring this out. I think I first want to run along the train tracks and break up the edge. This is definitely gonna be a bit of a problem and more of a nuisance, but we will just fill in dirt a layer below so that the gravel I plan to use stays where I want it. Back to where we started, and I'm using a hotbar randomizer from the mod Tweakaroo with a mix of tuff, cobblestone, and gravel to fill back in the blocks we just removed. Now to just replicate this on the other side of the train tracks. Then of course we can't leave the middle just grass, so let's go ahead and remove all of it. And then bringing out a darker palette, still using tuff, then some cobbled and regular deep slate to pair with that. Looking pretty good here with the darker blocks here in the middle. I actually really quite like that, but this is all missing one final thing, or I guess 2 blocks. We're going to grab some mossy cobblestone, and we're going to grab a bit of coarse dirt. Then if we break a few more blocks right along the edges and fill this in with these 2 blocks just to blend it into the terrain a little bit. And looking at this from above, yeah, I don't think I'm going to continue with the mossy cobblestone. I don't think I'm going to replace it here. But a little bit of foliage here on the outside, like grass, ferns, and stuff. And I think this is going to look really, really cool. But we'll add the foliage a little later. And with our style all sorted out, let's work in the area across the bridge all the way to the next bridge, which I will be working on together with a future village project. But like I said, it's the future. So for now, tearing the terrain up and bringing in our texture. First part of the train track is looking good, but I've almost broken the shovel, so we gotta head back to the castle real quick. And with the shovel and tools prepared, we can work on the next section, which is the stretch of terrain where we built all the custom trees earlier. And many of you may be asking yourself why I'm spending so much time on something no one will ever really see. And I wish I had an answer to that. I don't quite know, but it is looking good. Right, but with most of the tracks textured... Foxy, I have just textured nearly 3,000 blocks of train track, and you haven't even taken the materials out of the shulker boxes. Useless IOU. Useless. The horse wasn't... You're useless, Foxy. The horse. And I mean, the fox is... Yeah, he's a little rascal. Right. Well, I guess we gotta figure this out another way. Let's just head into the workshop and grab up a schematic cannon. I think I'm gonna need like a chest or maybe 2 because it is more than 4 shulker boxes. And I don't think I have much gunpowder. I got 23, but I will actually just fly up to the creeper farm real quick. We just pop through this little door. Through this one, we can grab another stack of gunpowder, which hopefully should be enough. And well, I guess I'll let the schematic cannon do it instead. I even brought you the materials, Foxy. Let's grab these up, and I'm afraid that's a little far away from the cliff. And we'll just pop up here into the middle and get our chests down. Just do shulker boxes around the rest here, and that should be good for us. Pop in a little schematic, and let's do replace solid with any, not with empty, skip missing blocks, and yeah, that should be pretty good. And I'm pretty sure, okay, it's actually not that slow. All right, that should be good. Putting my IOU to full use, really doing all the work myself. For, well, the schematic cannon is doing the work, but I still have to set all of that up. I might have to have a strong word with a certain fox on the server. Isn't it looking quite good, Foxy? Yeah? I'm glad you approve of it. I mean, you could have done it yourself, you know? I mean, I really just wasted that IOU, I won't lie. Well, at least the cliffs are looking good now that I've built them up, and I've also textured the train track pretty much all of the way now. And well, it ends off over here, and eventually I have talked about it a little bit, but I do plan on bringing in a little like corkscrew action, connecting it up into a tunnel and all the train stuff over at spawn, which I'm actually, if we just head over there, pretty sure Fierdy's been working away on. If we just, yep, which is actually looking really, really cool. And eventually what we got to connect this up to is these tracks right here, which if we just dig straight this way, should go through the mountain and into the tunnel. But that is a future thing. Are you having issues with your power, Chosen?
No, I just had to put a token in and turn it on.
Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if you were having issues though.
No, it's all fixed. I haven't had issues. I was on all day yesterday.
Oh wow, I'm surprised. Maybe this is the time to get in, join in.
Yeah, oh, the power's great. Yeah, that's definitely great.
I think we're trying to invite Chosen along on the first ride along later, but we do have to sort out foliage before that. And I actually don't think I'm going to go too special. We are probably just going to grab a bunch of grass and ferns and maybe some leaves to dot around the edges. And the thing is, I just have to go along all of the tracks, but I've already done it like 4 times now, so what's another one? Of course, we are going to need a ton of both ferns and grass, so first heading out to a nearby place biome to fill up a shulker box of grass. Then onto a spruce forest where we can fill another shulker box, this time with ferns. And now it's placement time, going along the entire length of the 3,000 block long railway on both sides, so technically 6,000 blocks. With the foliage done, I've invited the rest of the server to join me on a ride along the tracks, so I built up a very temporary train, and then we traveled across the tracks, visiting all the bridges, but this video is already long enough, so I uploaded this segment to my second channel, linked in the description. I also upload all of my Twitch stream VODs there if you are interested in that. Right, I've got that little successful, and well, just taking a look back at this entire train track, this has been a really, really big and time-consuming project, but I really enjoyed doing it, and it's going to be a great start to start moving towards our main base area in the future. But first, we've got a few more things to do here, and we got the village along the tracks to build, which I'm actually really excited about. That is it for me today, so thank you so very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.